Welcome everybody to another wonderful night here at the Rose Cup. It's gonna be the quarterfinals of the Platinum Division. YMC9, Kings Row Saints. I'm NF Class, and I'm joined by Matthew Tuesday. How are you tonight?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. It's been a hot minute since I've cast some Overwatch, so I'm definitely happy to get back into it. And yeah, I mean quarterfinals, the Platinum Division, it's getting there, getting to the pointy end of the stick. And yeah, YMC9 apparently did a pretty good job with their last opponent in the last round. Maybe not seeding wise the most expected result, but they're happy that they got there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Maybe we'll see some Kings Row. Who knows?
But the Kings Row Saints would love to see that.
I bet they would. That's the whole shtick, right? No, some people do it ironically. They say, "Oh yeah, we're the Kings Row Saints," and then they always ban Kings Row, or they just don't play it. Um, but I think these guys like it. But then again, it's Kings Row. Look, who doesn't like Kings Row? It's all good. I'm definitely looking forward though, because they're going to be starting on Ilios, and Ilios is a map that I haven't really seen played that much in competitive Overwatch lately. So that's really something that I'm looking forward to seeing these teams play, seeing how they do. Maybe there's some new strats that are coming out. It's obviously the platinum division, so we aren't as entrenched as we get to the highest of high ranks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
As am I. I'm looking forward to the return of the Beast, Greg, back on the Rose Cup field, ready to flex his mighty status here in the Platinum
Okay.
Division.
Well, tell me a little bit more about Craig then, because I haven't heard the reputation.
Oh, trust me. Uh, Going off of the last match I saw Greg in, you will not be disappointed.
Okay, well, Greg, obviously on the side here of YMC9, so if you want to look out for that person, it's going to be some DPS plays coming out from Greg. Starting out here on Lighthouse, what are you expecting to see?
Not quite sure. I haven't had too much time to get invested in the brand new patch that just rolled out
It didn't
recently.
roll out. Don't
It
worry.
didn't roll
It's
out.
uh,
I'm
it's
okay. You
been a
know what?
while. It's been a while. We're still in the double shield meta. Don't worry.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm just a fool then. No, I
Yeah,
haven't been not in the loop apparently.
yeah,
If
yeah.
we're
Now
still in the double shield,
so
we are still
yeah,
in
so
double shield
the
meta.
PTR patch that rolled out, that like the big deal with the shield changes, it's still in the PTR. It will probably roll out next week with the winter patch update. But for now, we're still going to be in that place where Orisa and Sigma are locked in on both teams. But we do see potentially a pharmacy from Not Dead Yet and Tyler for real. So that would be an interesting matchup. And of course, on Control, Special, Ilios, Lighthouse, Pharah is a very, very common pick, even in this meta. These teams are going to come out here. Kings Row Saints loading a very meta composition, the May and the Reaper. Like I said, on the other side, the Pharmacy, they're already taking some pot shots. Not quite hitting anything just yet. Not that much damage going down. Kings Row Saints will take position on that point first. We'll just make sure that nothing else can just walk in there for free. And they have the tools to work with. That May wall is probably going to come out as soon as someone steps inside. But it does look like YMC9 is just happy to stay outside there. And now they're going to try and come in, but the point's already flipped. They're going to have to do a lot of damage pretty soon. Paragon, Tyler for real, both falling here. Tyler for real falling off the map somehow. And it's going to be an even trade. And that comes with already Barrage from Nut that yeah, gets 2 picks, 3 picks, will fall, but it doesn't really matter if you got that much of a numbers advantage. As I say that, Reaper can be a boon to deal with, but Will and Nexus will fall, and the point will flip after 17%.
As you said earlier, Farah, a very dangerous pick, especially on the tight enclosed space that is the control point here on Lighthouse. Not Dead Yet, able to charge that fire barrage relatively quickly. Able to just clear the Kings Row Saints off point.
Oh, Kings Row Saints make it to point really quickly again. Not really any challenge. And Tyler for real once again falling. Hasn't got that much done with that Mercy. Crew Lobster also falling. They lost Aerosmith, but everything is going down here on the side of YMC9. And you got to get something done if you're not dead yet. But not another barrage will be ready. And Dashi and Not Dead Yet will try to just get out with their lives. Oh, Seinfeld? Aw, that was close. That was close.
Kings
Almost
Row
gone.
Saints making the swap to Lucio, able to rush back to point and overwhelm YMC9 on the defense. there with the Reaper pick.
It looks like they just want to try and walk in again, but that May's not going to do much if that wall can't help them when anyone walks in, and no one is walking in just yet, so Aerosmith not having much to do, just right-click spamming a little bit. There's the supercharger from Inflamed. Bogus already down because of a little bit too much damage from that Coalescence, and now it's going to be hard for them. They're already retreating. They think, you know what, we're not going to do this fight. We're just going to retreat and try it again next time, because then they'll have a barrage, they'll have all the other ultimates. It's going to be a great fight next one, but this one's over.
YMC9 stacking up ultimates, having all 6 ultimates for this next
yet.
team
He's
fight.
getting his picks. Look at that. He's gotten 3 picks without anything really happening. And now it's just an easy retake, you would think. Greg is the only one that has died, and they just go in, res him, and that was just not much happening, but somehow Not Dead Yet gets 3 kills, and then they just win.
Not Dead Yet popping off on the Pharah. Only not even required, I would say, the Sigma ultimate to end that team fight, but Cruel Lobster decided to invest it anyway. Still have 5 ultimates for the defense on the side of YMC9.
Quite some tools to work with on the other side as well, though, and they have some more time on the clock to work with. The will's already down. It's almost all your healing. You do have a sound barrier, but do you really want to use that? Doesn't look like it. They're just going to jump off the map and try again. They're not going to invest anything. And they did get the supercharger out from Bogus, so that's a bonus.
Great damage boosting ultimate indeed. With the supercharger there. But I like the strategy from King's Row Saints, jumping off the map as soon as they saw that the fight was lost, not wanting to waste any more time or ultimates.
Oh, that's a very nice Blizzard. Will it get someone? No, I think everyone gets out, but does zone very well. Crew Lobster already out of the fight. Bogus getting zoned away, but there is the barrage. I'm Not Dead Yet. It's a 3v2 in death toll, so it's a 3v4 on the point here. But there's the Death Blossom. Nexus gets 1, but Greg gets Nexus, and then Greg goes down to Aerosmith. This is a true brawly trade over here. Seinfeld will fall. It's just Aerosmith on the point. Doesn't have the block anymore, and there's the overtime ticking down. Will someone make it? Yes, there's the Wrecking Ball coming in here for Paragon. Inflamed will come back on the Reinhardt, but Whale's already down on that Moira. Didn't get any value from the Coalescence whatsoever. The Tracer is there from Nexus, but they have to start getting some kills. If you don't get any kills, there's no use in swapping off. And there goes Inflamed off the map with that charge of the Reinhardt. That's not what you want to see. Paragon and Seinfeld fall soon afterwards, and even though there's still members of the point touching, I don't think Kings or Saints are going to bring this one back. It's going to be YMC9 picking up point A on Ilios here.
Kings Row Saints taking perhaps just too much time and not generating enough ultimate charge in that time that they took to really counter the 4 ultimates on the side of YMC9. And Not Dead Yet really carrying it for his team, getting at least 3 picks every team fight and charging his barrage. It was just rapid.
Yeah, it was really. I mean, if you get 3 kills for every barrage you do, then you know you're doing pretty well. There's not going to be much change, but that being said, there's going to be the Pharmacy on the other side, Aerosmith on the Hanzo, Will on the Baptiste. It's going to be YMC9 rolling out with the exact same composition that they had before, but they're going to run into something completely different here.
Kings Row Saints trying to match the Pharmacy in the sky to the YMC9, and perhaps looking to take down Not Dead Yet and Tyler Friel with Aerosmith and Whale on Hanzo Baptiste picks.
Yeah, Not Dead Yet taking a little bit more pressure early on as well. Nexus having way more ult charge already, 80% and counting. And there's so much damage going down. Craig already falls, but Immortality Field is such a great tool here for the side of the Kings Row Saints. And that adaptation looks to be working on their favor. The barrage is ready from Nexus. Are they going to throw it out straight away? It doesn't look like they want to, but they are going to get Bogus. But Nexus will fall, goes a little bit too deep. Mercy cannot res that. Seinfeld has to get back to the team, and that might be a turnaround. Not That Yet will also fall together with Seinfeld, but Tyler for real can't get the res off. That means it's still a numbers advantage here for Kings Row Saints. Dash trying to get something done against the Sigma will fall to the McCree. Inflamed will fall to the Baptiste. Hit scan damage though, and that means first control likely goes over to Kings Row Saints here, and it will.
Nexus being a little more proficient on the Pharah this time around for the Kings Row Saints, and Whale able to drag out the team fight long enough to drop 2 immortality fields. It's just enough defense for the Kings Row Saints to secure the control point.
We're going to be looking at now is obviously not dead yet, and Nexus both having their barrages, and they're looking for the angles. There is Nexus already far in the air, doesn't get anything from it, barely does any damage to the tanks actually. And that means that Nexus is in a hard position to get res, and is already dead. Maybe they're going to go for the risky res with that Mercy ult, but no, Will goes down as well. They get it off on Will. Inflamed jumps to the point but doesn't have anything to work with, gets flashed and taken out. Will with the immortality field will get taken out. Not a high value barrage, but got enough what it needed, and that means this point flipped to YMC9. 40% though, that's not a bad start.
Bit of positioning error on the side of Kings Row Saints Nexus. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication with his Mercy. Mercy was not with him when he pressed the rocket barrage there, and was, as a result, was immediately taken out by YMC9.
To really be careful of Craig. Craig is doing a pretty good job of doing a lot of damage on that. McCree has the high noon ready. You see them backing off. Like, I'm just gonna high noon from here. But there is a nice high noon. And, oh, they trade Faras with those ultimates. There comes the ultimate from Crew Lobster. Gets the kill on the Aerosmith. Will falls as well. And there's just a wave afterwards. They fall down and they immediately get overrun by YMC9. It's a very nice follow-up and a pretty good ultimate.
YMC9 securing the team fight, but at the cost of 4 ultimates to Kings Row Saints. 2 ultimates, they had more, but Seinfeld and Nexus deciding to take the switch on to the McCree and Lucio, perhaps getting tired of Not Dead Yet and Tyler For Real, just pounding them with these rockets.
I'm looking forward to an Orisa Hanzo combo here. Maybe a nice pull with the Dragon, but the Dragon just zones out. Unfortunately, the Deadjet did get Seinfeld already, and there's no res on the field anymore because that was Seinfeld's role. But Nexus tries to run away from Greg, but they're just jumping off the map and dying off. They're not even going to risk any more of this. Unfortunately, not getting that much value out of that Dragon, but they didn't waste that much else because they didn't have much else.
Ending that fight early, it means they can fully regroup for this last fight here. 95% coming up for the YMC9.
Yeah, Not Dead Yet already getting an early pick once again. Will is the victim this time. And Bogus just behind the enemy. The barrage gets one, and Bogus just gets to walk through the enemy team back to their own. This is not looking great here for Kings Row Saints. It looks like YMC9 is going to clean this up. Overtime ticks away, and that is the first map going over to YMC9.
Said it before, I will say it once again as a former Pharah main. Watching YMC9, not Dead Yet, Tyler For Real, going ham and cheese on this Pharah Mercy pick really warms my heart.
Yeah. Do you think the McCree pick was enough to deal with that, or was it too late, or how did that really pan out?
Kings Row Saints, really, it was kind of a too late McCree pick. They only had the McCree for one fight, and that was the fight where it ended really early. 85% for the YMC9 on the control point there, and Kings Row Saints just lost the fight pretty early and decided to regroup for the final push there.
Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't get it done that time around, but you know, there's more maps. It's not over just yet. So we're gonna go to the next map. No, exactly. It's gonna go for the next one. Kings Row Saints gets to pick the next map, which would be the Assault map. So it's either Temple of Anubis or Hanamura. They're gonna go with Hanamura, which is, I don't know. I don't know if it matters much, but we do see more Temple of Anubis played often than we see Hanamura, which is maybe a good indication that they have some pocket strats on this map as Kings Row Saints.
Kings Row Saints may have some pocket straps on Hanamura, but for me personally, at least, Hanamura is a better Pharah Mercy map than Temple of Anubis would. So I will not be surprised if Not Dead Yet and Tyler For Real take to the skies once again on the Pharah Mercy.
Yeah, I can see that. I know what you mean there. It's one of those maps where you think, I do think that Pharah can be used on both maps though, and I think it might actually be harder for both maps to use Pharah on point B anyways. So both these maps wouldn't have been as pharmacy focused as the last one. That being said, it's a possibility. We might see it, but a good pocket strat can potentially just deal with that and lock out a good pharmacy combo or a good pharmacy combo potential.
We could see
Obviously,
just about anything. We are in the Platinum division. Meta does not matter nearly as much as comfort picks do. So we could see just about anything from bunker to I'm gonna wild assumption dive here.
I mean,
But
we haven't seen that much dive, and there's obviously a good reason for that. It's all about the how much can a hero do nowadays, right? So Orisa has a shield, and she has self protection, and she has the halt, and she does damage. Like there's a lot of things she does. Whereas if you look like at a classic dive hero like Winston, he jumps, he has a bubble, and he zaps a little bit, but like as soon as he's in there, he doesn't really have much to do more cleave damage with, and or he does cleave damage, but like to do a lot of damage with it doesn't get healed up because Moira, for instance, heals a lot. And then even if he's there, there's just so much that directly counters him that's so meta. Like Reaper in his face, if you jump into a Reaper or into a Bastion, you're just dead. And seeing the defense set up with this Bastion composition with the pharmacy once again, it
that's
is
exactly what we're gonna.
so it's not going to be a Winston game. That's at least I hope it's not.
That would be I mean crazier things have happened.
Oh yeah, probably.
But Kings Row Saints rolling out with Aerosmith on the May again. Maybe just looking to disrupt any sort of bunker strats with the May wall, like
Nexus
they just
already,
did.
Yeah, the Nexus is already teleported in though, so the intention is a little bit split. We'll try to just not die. Meanwhile, the rest of the team has managed to walk up to this high ground next to the point, so that means the Bastion is rotating now. It's barely set up, but Nexus is already teleported next to them. And Nexus is doing a lot of distracting here. It means the rest of the team can take better positioning and ruin the shields a little bit more than the enemy team can. Paragon goes a little bit too far forward, though. Will lose their life to Not Dead Yet, who is firing from the back into the enemy team. They are making some progress, though. Like, they are definitely taking position on the point pretty well, but they're so low. Nexus inflamed, barely any health to work with. And now it's going to be Aerosmith falling as well. I don't think Kings Hussein is going to get much on this attack, but at least they charged up. No, they didn't even charge that on the ultimate top. I was wrong. I thought maybe I see some percents at the top, but it's nothing.
Perhaps playing a little bit too defensively. They did get the positioning in the little temple on the right side of the map, but they weren't able to actually engage on YMC9. A little bit too scared of the Bastion bunker. Too many shields and too much damage coming out from YMC9.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be scared, but they're gonna try again. They wall off the Bastion once again, so Greg has to reposition, but not yet it's ready with that barrage. They know they're lurking there, and this just comes out. Nothing blocks it, gets 3, not even a defensive ability to block it. Paragon does get the kill, but at what cost? Well, at the cost of a lost fight, and now you have 3 members in that room over there. Are they gonna get caught out, or... Well, Aerosmith is, but Lucio gets out, Reaper still getting behind. Is Nexus gonna spawn camp here? Does look like it.
He
Like,
can try. I
Oh, he
believe
is
in him.
trying. I think he knows. I think he knows the fire is there. But he can't get there. It's too far. It's just too fast.
Or
She's too fast.
Perhaps bit of a sneakier strategy from Nexus, teleporting behind the pharmacy this time.
He wants to get something. He's like, have they seen me? Have they seen me? No, they haven't.
Oh, they have
No, they
now.
have. Yeah, and Seinfeld already down. The Nexus under a little bit of pressure. They did get a tick for free, though, but Aerosmith is just getting taken down. Greg on a tear with that Bastion ultimate. Bogus falls, but they can get that res off. They need one more kill in order to make this worth it, and they can't get it. It's just not possible. 1 minute 20, but they did get a tick. 58.2%. It's definitely not going to be a draw on this map so far right now.
Kings Row Saints taking the more aggressive approach of pressing W and getting onto the control point. YMC9 not shifting the bunker to necessarily contest the point, giving the tick for free, but they were not going to let that happen again.
1 minute remaining, but there's quite a few ultimates missing now on the defensive side, and Aerosmith getting close to that Blizzard. They are on the point now, but Aerosmith inflamed once again, immediately down Seinfeld as well. This is not looking great for Kings or Saints. They're not so close to that second tick, but it does look like they're gonna get it. They will maybe get another attack though, so they could potentially still get it, and they did get like 5 extra % on their meter, but it ended so quick. It was just done. Like they just don't have anything to do.
The Kings Row Saints have not found the strategy to get around Not Dead Yet and Tyler for real. Wherever they position, Not Dead Yet is right on their the Kings Row Saints' tails, and if they position out in the open, Greg is just going to tear through their health bars.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice time sound barrier. Doesn't quite save anybody though, because the barrage came in and it was just too much. Will they get the second tick? Nope. They do touch in time. And there's finally the Blizzard from Aerosmith, but you're not going to be able to kill everyone on your own, especially with Not Dead Yet just raining down rockets on top of you. Seinfeld's going to try. We'll get the boom on a day sheet, but that's about everything they're going to get. Kings Row Saints don't manage to cap point A, but they did almost get 2 ticks, so that could make the difference.
Of course, this is still completely winnable for the Kings Row Saints. I imagine they will pull out a very similar kind of bunker-style composition, Bastion. Maybe perhaps a Fire Mercy of their own to make sure that they do not lose the 2 ticks to the YMC9.
Yeah. It's you know what, again, it's very possible, but then again they also need to get back to the point at in a reasonable time, because they cannot even give up that first take, because then you get into really dangerous territory of giving up, you know, that extra, what is it, 30% ish. It's not what you want. Not what you want to see. Let's see what they pick, what they run out with. Few seconds left. It's not going to be the Bastion, it looks like. That's interesting.
Ryan, Zarya, and Ashe. That's not completely, not too far out there from what we've seen in the past.
Like it could definitely be worse, as they say. But,
Nexus on the Ashe, definitely predicting the Fire Mercy again from YMC9, perhaps.
I think that's not out of the realm of possibilities as well. Yeah.
Not Dead Yet has definitely been a terror in the sky for the Kings Row Saints. So Nexus is gonna take his hand at the hit scan, trying to take them out of the sky. And we're looking at the Bastion composition on attack. I don't know if this is confidence or.
Well, so it is a normal strat to do, right? So the way it works is you get the Baptista ult quicker on the attack because you can take more damage for free, and then you have the amplification matrices to win the shield war outright. So that's how you normally do that. But if you don't play against another Bastion comp, that theory kind of stops because you still have to run at the enemy team. But Inflame just falls to Not Dead Yet. Unfortunately, they can't really do anything about that. Paragon, under a lot of pressure as well, can't get the healing in time from Whale. It's just falling apart here. This defense will not hold. Looks like this is going to be a quick map 2 and a quick 2-0 as well here for the side of YMC9. What a showing so far. Like a few stranglers, like it's there, but it's not enough. Once again, Kings Row Saints, they definitely tried, but it just wasn't what they needed it to be.
YMC9 definitely coming out of the gates these first 2 matches, just completely dominating the Kings Row Saints. Right now, we're Kings Row Saints looking down. Team morale definitely not at an all-time high, but you know what? I believe we all love a good underdog story, and I believe the Kings Row Saints can pull it back for this match.
Yeah. For now, though, it's going to be a little bit of a halftime break because obviously got to give them a little bit of breathing room. Kings Row Saints, they gotta have a few things to talk about. Second half could change everything around, but they do need a few minutes to talk about that. So we're gonna just take a little bit of a break. We'll see you guys in grab some drinks, grab some anything you want, but do be back for the other half because we'll be back in just a few short minutes. See you on the other side, guys.
And that's
Well, how about
most of the
that?
time they're all just square.
Oh! Krev getting that early.
Around, but can they teleport in? That's the main question. Can they teleport in safely? Anything happening? It looks like they want to teleport up to the far high ground here. They actually, that was such a smart play. They used the wall to get on. That was in main, and now they're just on the point. They are walled off though, so Storm Creator is already down. One of the longer ones that I've seen ever. It just keeps on going with all these sustainable heroes. No clutch death loss this time from Blue though. The freeze is there on Paragon, but no one to kill him. Storm Creator and Sereniac are on the side, but they can't really get any kills out of this. It looks like the self-destruct may be able to get someone. Does get Aerosmith, but and Sereniac gets back into the well. Nexus actually falling in this time. No more Reaper. They're losing the DPS. Paragon is trying to swing around here, but Sereniac just pumps in the damage with those Diva shotguns. Osprey trying to get another boop in, but it's going to be Blue actually getting Paragon from the other angle. Blue teleporting forward, goes for a will. Can they actually get it back? It's insane. This fight is going on forever, and they catch it back. The volcanic violence.
Engage, but this is not what you want when you're going against double barrier and a huge ultimate gravitic flux from Prince Cats. He gets 3 of them with the help of his team. Awesome play there. To the rock accretion, kind of just taking a little bit damage down, and of course the first kill going to be coming over to Very Cool, who was playing on the Hanzo, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to get any picks here. Voltage doing a good work here of cleaning up the kills as this power of the Mei here, walling off connection lost, preventing them from getting onto the team. Nyquist tries to come in, gets counterpunched by No Karen. In fact, she just says no right back, and you see, damn it, Karen, wall going up, charge coming in from Despair. The power really of the combination with the Mei, and that's going to be a push to choke to hold them here.
That's really where they do well, even throwing Meteor Strike out with the Shatter. Nice combo.
If Loco can get it off early, that's gonna be the biggest thing if they see that Nano Blade coming. And it looks like here it comes. Speed drop's gonna come. Oh no! The Gravitic Flux and the Blizzard come in. Ursa able to get the double with RDK popping the Blossom.
Defense, though, we're close to the defensive ultimate, so they're going to be a little bit of pressure if that Nano Blades hits right now, and it does look like it's going to come out. Oh, it's only the Blade. The Meteor Strike gets 3% Widowmane. This is a disaster. The Blade came out, and the Nano wasn't even used with it because Riftical was under too much pressure. So that means the Blade will get 1, maybe 2 kills. Then rush in when you see an opportunity. And they're taking it a little bit slower now, so it might be good taking that device straight away. But the Barrage!
The Rock ends up taking out the Barrage. What? That's incredible right there. Like, it's...
And we'll see that there with the Coalescence being used to try and hold it, but it's not going to work. Yes, the Bongo will take down the Fist will take down the Bongo, which is nice to see, but Maddie's surprisingly going huge here, getting the kills, which is the power of Doomfist.
Idea on that one, Vafra is able to follow up there onto Lord Yukon. It's a 5v6 battle, as again, Voltage, obviously, as we saw in chat, has some wings right there, getting to the high ground, melting anyone that didn't realize that they used tank mode to get up onto that high ground. We're going to see Lord Yukon, the only one left to try to hold on to the objective, get melted by Voltage. We see the
on the Desi, so it's still going to be that 5 in. The res comes on to Bastion, so all was for naught in the end. Bab goes down. Immortality Field was dropped on the carpet, it was shredded by the Bastion. Hammond just trying to stall eyes, but it's Sigma 9! That's so unfortunate.
Finds Volta and Fortal with a charge kill on Define. That's 2 quick kills, 3! This Reaper will fall. Pilot will fall as soon as they get out of this race form. Unless they get out with the TP. Looks like they're just going to try to stall out points as much as they can, but a quick swap at around 20%. It's going to come through for the Smilers.
Comes back with a res, and now the Window of Pain coming down for XC. I don't think we're going to see Phantom use this barrage. Maybe he's going to drop down and use it on the tanks. He's trying to turn it around for his team, and he's able to pick off 2 with that? How does that happen?
Fight on the objective as we see the tackle come in from Captain. Ends up getting taken down by Starlock. Oh my goodness! Phantom with the triple kill starting off already, and they haven't even grabbed the objective yet. MacGyver finding themselves on the outside of the objective.
We may see a full hold on point A from them. Window of Pain gonna go down in an interesting position, but there's the barrier to protect all projectiles from coming in. It's gonna be the Immortality Biscuit to try to keep Scion alive, Silco, but he is in danger right now because the rest of his team is slowly falling and he's unable to protect them. Very cool. The only one left alive.
Regroup, get some health back, and he still is just getting picked. It's an insane DPS power.
uncontested second point capture. Blue goes down, the shatter falls from Paragon, the Blizzard to follow it up. I don't think anyone's getting out alive over here. What a beautiful follow-up, and they have the ultimate, so why not use them? Pacifist last to fall.
Looking for it, and it's going to be really difficult for anybody to catch him out. Wait, can the Lucio see him? The Lucio sees him.
Lucio sees him. He's stuck in there. The nano charge. Oh, takes down the Reinhardt. Ranter with the nano boost on the Fortle. Oh, but Fortle with the double fire strike off the nano boost.
Gets revenge on Joe Biden, takes him down. The immortality field for Jacques does not last any longer. And Wooby, huge barrage, takes down 3. Can we make it the 4th? There goes the 4th, and it's
Welcome back, everybody. After this break, we're going to obviously continue with this wonderful quarterfinal match in the Platinum Division. YMC9 is 2-0 up against the Kings Row Saints. We've seen two maps that went, I wouldn't say completely dominating, but pretty convincingly in the favor of YMC9. So Kings Row Saints to their home turf. Matthew, are they going to turn it around here, you think?
You know what? Like I said before the break, everyone loves an underdog story, and I'm rooting for the Kings Row Saints.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, definitely, it's always good to be biased as a caster.
Okay, listen.
You know, because you know what? Then you can maybe influence your caster cursing. Like that might be a thing that you can just do. But I must say, every time I've tried influencing my own caster cursing, it always goes wrong. Like you're thinking like, oh, so if I say something great about this person right now, they'll die. But then they do something great. It doesn't work. Like you can never really control it, and that's the true curse of it. You know it's coming, but you can't stop it. I think that's what makes it so hard. But Kings Row, no, I would say a map we don't see often, but I think that's the biggest lie we all know. I think everyone's pretty happy that it's the competitive pool right now, though.
I know I am, as much as I don't play this video game.
Maybe maybe you should play a little bit more, Matt. No,
maybe I should. Maybe I should play the game that I cast for more often.
Yeah.
You know that maybe it would help a little bit. But you know, YMC9 gonna bust out the bunker composition once again on the defense.
Oh wow, we've seen this one before. Let's hope it's not first time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. I hope it's that type of story. If this dive comes out though, they really need to hit those double sniper shots on that Pharah. If that Pharah gets out of the sky, they might have a chance, but they're gonna have such trouble to get onto that bastion with these heroes.
Kings Row Saints are gonna have to do everything in their power to either eliminate or play around Not Dead Yet and Tyler for real on the far Mercy.
Yeah,
and it looks like
never mind.
Maybe they're going for the eliminate.
No more Widow, it's gonna be McCree instead. And this is better. It's different, but it's better. Aerosmith will still fall very early though. Nexus is putting a little bit of pressure on the pharmacy though, so that's a good thing. They're managing to get into the hotel and they're making the defenders rotate. Now they're in the far window. This means that I think there's a sweet spot on the point they can stand in where the Bastion cannot see them. So that means they will make them drop down. It looks like they're trying to find it as well. It looks like they're trying to walk around and get into that sweet spot. Nexus has found it. There's now just standing in it, contesting the points. But will need to get a little bit of support from the rest of their team. Oh, they get Not Dead Yet. That's a good pick. Will the res go off? No, it won't. Paragon has fallen, but it doesn't matter. Kazuka can contest the point. Gonna be Cool Lobster, Bogus, but the Bastion is unprotected on the high ground. No shield. Only have a Baptiste next to them. But 2 ticks have already gone over. They need to get these skills. They need to get these tanks off the point. But the Baptiste is doing so much healing. You cannot kill the tank. It's just too much. They need to keep going here, and Paragon is going to try and keep smacking here. Over 2 techs, but there's the Bastion ult. They get Seinfeld, but the tanks are gone. It's only the tank of Greg on the point right now, and that Bastion tank mode is doing a lot, but is it doing enough? The Zarya is melting Greg, and will they get it? No, Inflame will fall, but the point is sticking up. It's only Greg and Tyler for real, and it is Kings Row Saints. They will take their first point on their home turf.
Aerosmith doing exactly what he needed to do. Not only did he eliminate Not Dead Yet on the far, he made sure to cancel Tyler for real's res so that they could not come back into this fight. And the Kings Row Saints able to drag out the team fight long enough to use their respawn advantage effectively and win the war of attrition over YMC9.
Now, I will say it was a pretty close one. Like, that res could still have gone up, and then maybe you're in a little bit of a harder position, but it went well. Nexus is close to that Deadeye, but so is not dead yet to that Barrage. This could be a very deadly Kings Row street space for either team, really, if anything goes off here. The shields are already broken on the side of the defense. Oh, that's a nice shatter. They have to get that Baptiste on the ground. No, they don't even have to, because they already got Bogus, and Greg. That Immortality Field will get no one. That's a big ult, though. People will die from that. No, they won't, but because Paragon has just been smacking people left and right. Nexus is countered by the Pharah, but that doesn't mean anything else is going to happen. Not dead yet. We just have to try and get out with their life with that Moira Orb. Dangerously close to eliminating them. Will not get it. This card's getting close to the last point, though. It hasn't really been stopped. And will they get another chance to contest? It doesn't look like... Yeah, they will. They barely touch, but not that yet. Already down. Will the res go off? It does look like the res will go off, but they have to use some ultimates here. Greg already down as well. There's the High Noon, and not dead yet. Soon as they spawn, they just get taken down by the McCree, and that is a nice ultimate to just have in the bank for that. Bogus, last survivor. This card will get into point B.
Kings Row Saints have definitely hit their stride this match. Perhaps with that first death putting a damper on Not Dead Yet's confidence. He has not been able to put on that dominating performance like he has been the last two maps, and Kings Row Saints are really taking advantage of that and using the Ryan Zarya to push and really be aggressive and overwhelm the YMC9.
Oh, nice shatter from Paragon. He already had one last point, but the Barrage is better. The sound barrier is way too late. Will not save anybody from that, dying to that. Seinfeld, maybe you wouldn't have saved that one because your tanks were already down. But right now, they're just trying to get out with their lives, and does look like they will be able to. Paragon already back. There is Inflamed as well, so they barely lost any time, and the cart's already halfway there. He's gonna keep on fighting. This doesn't really end because they have to speed boost with Seinfeld to get there quickly. There's their nice Graviton Surge. 2 in that. The Dragon to finish it off. Paragon gets a double kill with that charge. Inflamed will go down here, but Cruel Lobster will too. And I don't think one res will not save this fight for you. But Not Dead Yet says, you know what? I might be able to save this. I'm not here on my own. I have a Mercy with me. I've got I have it to my ult charge. And Aerosmith gets them off that high ground, though. We'll be able to get Not Dead Yet in a really bit of a compromising position, but that Blizzard is huge from Greg. Paragon will fall. Will tries to do anything with the Coalescence, but once again, it's support ultimate, and it doesn't really get anything done because there's no one to really support. And once again, they have to back off, and the cart gets closer and closer to the last point of victory.
Paragon inching ever closer to that Earth Shatter, and the last 2 Earth Shatters that he has brought out have been devastating the YMC9. All it takes is one good tank ultimate for this round to be sealed up in the favor of Kings Row
Not
Saints.
Dead Yet falls early. I think that res can come in, but that's going to be a really big problem because there's free progress. Greg will fall to the ground, will not be able to do anything. 2 down already. Actually, only 1 because the res obviously came in, but that means they are missing the res right now. Oh, the shatter does get actually 2 people. Seinfeld will fall, and the health bars are too low. If only the shield was there for a bit longer. They even used to grab that late. I don't know if that was necessary, but they're just going to try and finish off these tanks. It's going to be Paragon surviving for a little bit longer. Actually gets pretty close to another shatter if that goes on for too long. Wow.
YMC9, they didn't kill Paragon as quickly as they would have liked, and giving him another almost 70% on his next Earth Shatter. This man is pumping out Earth Shatters right now.
Yeah, it's just an ability. It's not even ultimate anymore. It's just, it's just on cooldown. It's amazing. There's a nice Dragon actually, splits them off from the back. Greg in a very compromising position, gets shattered with Tyler for real. The Mercy and the Bastion will not survive this. The Barrage gets, Not Dead Yet kills both the DPS. I don't think you can get away with only having a healer, a Pharah and a Zarya there. It's only Daishi on the cart right now, but not Dead Yet. Will try to do anything, will just get taken out. Nice charge gets Will almost out of it, but actually stays alive here. Greg back on the Tracer, and they cannot finish off the last targets they need. They were almost there, but Not Dead Yet, just enough getting those DPS out of there, and that means they can hold on for a little bit longer.
YMC9 getting absolutely caught off guard by the sudden aggressiveness from the Kings Row Saints. Paragon with the backup of Inflamed just absolutely tearing up YMC9. But now that we've gotten to this clutch point, this last point.
Ooh. Greg falling late and falling early. Aerosmith actually clutching this out. Both DPS down. Can they res anything? No, because Tyler Ferrulo is stuck in a Graviton, and they get everything. It's just Crew Lobster and Daishi. Yeah, Daishi has no fade. Will just fall straight away. Greg back on the Tracer, but I don't think that's going to be lasting long. It's just a very nice clutch here from the Hanzo of Aerosmith. And to be fair, I guess not dead yet. It keeps getting these picks. I think that's a fair trade. 46 seconds on the clock. They even got some time left. That being said, any completion of the map will get them another attack here for YMC9 if they manage to get there. But of course, that's still the question, will they?
Kings Row Saints strong showing on their home turf, their home map here on Kings Row. The Ryan Zarya definitely worked in their favor as opposed to the last time on the Hanamura defense. We'll see if they want to pull it again here on the Kings Row defense, or perhaps go for another bunker style composition like the YMC9 did.
Yeah, we'll see what they actually want to go for, because obviously they did. I don't think it really was the Bastion composition on attack that they did on Hanamura for them. I think we all can agree that that was pretty much just a combination of a lot of factors. But it does look like they want to at least go with the pharmacy again. Though that yet is like, as long as we haven't lost the map with it, I'm definitely not switching, and they haven't. So you know, it's fair. It's fair, and you can see much faster attacks on Kings Row than that. Are they gonna go out with a Bastion and the Ryan Zarya though? Because that's quite an unconventional combo. No, they won't. I think it's gonna be the Orisa Sigma, but the defense. A Soldier 76 to start out with. Now that is something. That is quite something.
You don't see it every day in the double shield meta. Soldier 76. Not quite enough DPS to really handle the two shields. But we'll see how Nexus can pull it out, especially against the threat of the Pharmacy.
Yeah, it's too hot to handle potentially, but we'll see what happens here. Daishi already taking a lot of damage on that Baptiste, doesn't have the Immortality Field to use, but Paragon just charges into a Bastion head-on. That's not what you do, then you just die. And so do Inflamed and Will. This is not going to be a long point A-hole, I can guarantee you that right now.
Paragon getting a little bit overzealous with the defense of a Zarya bubble. It's not that much, especially in the face of the robotic foe that is Greg on the Bastion. But they will take point A rather convincingly. And they're
going to set up 3 far forward as well, even putting the Bastion on the cart straight away, because obviously they can take some space. They didn't have to wait. Aerosmith almost taking some damage from some rockets there, but they've managed to get up to the high ground. They just want to drop on their opponents. They're ready for that Bastion to be on the cart. And if they look now, there's no one with them. It's only the Baptiste. They could go really quickly, but they choose to just be on this high ground. They know where the enemy is. Tyler for real, not dead yet, taking a lot of damage here though. So they're really under a little bit of pressure, and they're taking fights on both fronts once again. But it's Bastion already down. Daishi's Immortality Field didn't do anything. Inflamed will fall on the other side, but the biggest source of damage is gone. It's just not dead yet. Will have the kill onto Nexus there, so no more hit scan on the defense. But they are ready there. Without the Bastion to fight against, this is actually a pretty interesting defense. But they're just backing off. They're giving so much space. They won that soldier back, it seems.
I don't know if Soldier 76 is exactly your trump card pick, but hey, Kings Row Saints definitely.
It's their map. We're not gonna question anything, are we?
That's this is their time to shine, and I will not question their methods.
Shatter comes out, actually not really getting that much follow-up of that. Daishi's Immortality Field is out now though, so no more safety for that Bastion. If that shield breaks, the Bastion's gonna have been in a lot of trouble, but the shield of the defense is breaking way sooner. The Dragon does come out, buys a little bit of space, so not much follow-up on that Gravitic Flux. The Paragon has no shield. That's a nice kill onto not dead yet, but I think they can potentially rest that. And then they're losing the shield now on the defense. The Bastion ult is out. Will it get any kills? No, but the kiting is pretty big. Oh, the pool pulls them into it. That's actually not going to get any kills. It was pretty close, but Nexus is the only one falling to a natural one. But the Bastion setup, not going to be any problem taking down Inflamed once again, and this is just going to be cleanup. 3 minutes 43, and they're gonna get another minute and a half. This is insane. They might get an insanely fast time here, Kings Row, if this continues.
Bastion pick definitely working out for YMC9 right now. The working very well to counter the aggression that Kings Row Saints used to pull out their last round victory to capture all 3 points here.
Now, look at a second corner defense here, not going too far forward, obviously. They need to show some aggression. They need to go over to that Bastion and actually kill him, but they can't get there, and Seinfeld goes down once again very early. Paragon can't even do anything. He's just standing there waiting to be killed. That's exactly what's going to happen. Daishi does fall on the other side. They could potentially res that, but they don't even need to. They will, but they don't need to. Nexus comes from behind with that tech visor. Gets not dead yet out of there, but needs to get a little bit more. At least the fire won't be there, but there's so many other enemies on that side. They do get Crew Lobster as well. They somehow get 2 picks with the DPS ultimates. I don't know if they had any right to, but they're going to be holding on for now, and that Bastion's going to have more trouble getting in now.
Well-placed dragons and tactical visors on the Kings Row Saints damage front, able to secure them the defense for at least the next few seconds here, while YMC9 regroup with almost a fully loaded deck of ultimates ready to take this point.
And they're not really giving any of them up, but it's going to be so much harder to get in here when you're not on that cart moving forward. You're going to have to take corner by corner. And oh, Kings Row Saints there already. There is a Great Flux. No, I don't think only got the soldier in the air. They will kill him, but that's the only thing they got. But Paragon, they do get Craig. There's going to be a res, but Craig is down for a little bit. There's no aggression though from Kings Row. They're just walking back into spawn. They're waiting for the entire team to be there, but they don't have time for that. The Graviton is there, but can they throw it out, and can they actually not get countered? The tanks are in it, but the tank mode is out as well. Inflamed and Boyle already down to it. There goes Seinfeld. I don't think there's going to be any sort of defense anymore. 3 minutes on the clock, and still they're just, I mean, they're trying to hold on, tick that clock down, but they're not having any luck. 3 minutes 9 is what they're finally getting it up with, because they got some bonus time. Kings Row Saints, though, gonna have to put on another great attack in order to make this one happen.
Kings Row Saints not able to capitalize on the pick, that brief moment that they had free from Greg's rain of bullets on the Bastion. Instead opting to go for a full regroup, but that mistake likely cost them the defense there. And on the attack, if you're Kings Row Saints, I'd say it worked last time. You pull it out again. The aggressive Ryan Zarya.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what they say. Well, you know, I'm not saying it's the wrong pick, but I am saying that, you know, the pick can be fine. I think in a lot of situations, the composition itself from teams isn't the problem, but it's also how you execute your comp. What is your win condition? How do you play? Where do you play? And I think that is where Kings Row Saints have the most to gain, because every single time you can put pressure on the Bastion comp, where you can halt them, where you can storm over them, you need to take those positions. And I feel like the only time they really properly did that was after they lost the first point, when they dropped on them from the high ground. Then they just dropped on them, did the full aggression. After that, they gave them so much distance and space. You just never get anything done with that Rhine composition. So maybe they've learned from that. Nexus early death this time around. Not that yet taken the winner of that duel. Barry's already down from Paragon. They're just going to take a little bit to regroup because they don't have that much time, but they have enough time for that.
33 seconds left on the clock for Kings Row Saints. They're taking a different approach to their storm of the point A.
There they are.
But that's exactly where YMC9 wants you to be, really. It's directly in line of sight of your Bastion.
Oh, they make it. They make it to the spot where the Bastion cannot really shoot at them properly. They don't get a tick, though. Will already go down, so will Seinfeld. They're just not able to deal with anything. Nexus couldn't get any shots on the pharmacy. They were just free to Radiant Rockets, and overtime is going to take down. No one's going to be able to get there. Aerosmith and Nexus, you can try, but you're not going to live. You're not going to get anything done. Unfortunate. Unfortunate chain of events, but you know what? 3 minutes 9. I've seen weirder holds. I believe.
stranger things definitely have happened. But I just don't. As much as I
Look,
want to believe,
you were the one that was
realistically,
believing before. I
still
was the
believe.
one.
I still
I
hold
was the
faith.
one. I said don't be biased because you will cast or curse them. But you know what? You had to go there, and
Okay,
I
listen.
think you've done it. I think you've done it. I'm sorry.
Listen. Just. You're right. You know
Yeah.
what, Kings Row Saints? I will.
Yeah,
This was
so
my bad.
basically you're saying
On
they're
me.
playing amazingly, but it's just they had the wrong caster. That's just
I
what
had
it
the wrong.
was.
If
Yeah.
anybody else was in the color caster role, Kings Row Saints definitely would have pulled it out on Kings Row.
Well,
This is my bad, and
if their color caster just did, or any of their casters just didn't like make out that they were biased towards them, I think that would maybe you just never say it. But you know what? They're setting up with something different now. They're going for the YMC9 defense, and they're gonna say, "Fuck it." You know what? We're just gonna do it.
they're gonna pull. Let's see if they can pull it out better than YMC9 themselves. It is a mirror match on the offense and the defense. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. It's gonna be great though. The Bastion already firing hard. Aerosmith, you're on a tear. Let's go. It's gonna be great. And yeah, I mean they're gonna try to do this Bastion attack strat. We know how it works. You want to get as much damage on you so that your Bastion can get their ultimate quicker. But for now, it's actually Will that's on the ult charge lead instead of Dashi, and that's not the one you want to have. Seinfeld though gets taken out. And you know what? You could have played more defensively. They play more offensive, and that's what you get for that. Nex is still trying to do a little bit of damage, but is a little bit literally trapped behind the enemy lines. The first tick is almost there. It's Paragon who tries to defend. That's the Immortality Field, but they need to get some kills here. They get Bogus. That's a pretty good kill. That's a lot of shielding gone from the defense, from the attack. Greg will fall as a result, and that means this is going to be a pretty good start to a defense. 2 minutes 10 left though. It's only the first step, and they need a little bit more than that.
Kings Row Saints managing to burn a minute off the clock, but can they hold out for the next 2? And if things go their way, you know what? I think they can.
Yeah, I mean they're in a good position, but they're missing a little bit on the high ground there. It's just Eurus and the Bastion, but there's the the amplification matrix. Will doesn't have it just yet, but they don't need it. They kite it beautifully. They don't need to be in the line of fire because they're just safe. Nexus though is going to be a little bit too far forward. Greg will beam them down with that Bastion. And the Aerosmith drops down from the high ground. Is now in position for not to just get taken out. There's no res available, I don't think, because they don't have a mercy. And now they're in a little bit of trouble. They're missing so much damage, so much healing. Paragon would just be taken down. Seinfeld, the last one, and what looked like a pretty good start just falls apart at the last, well, the second minute, or the last minute. The last minute only started, but YMC9 just takes it. The 3-0, the quarterfinals, just like that, it's over.
You know what? Valiant effort from the Kings Row Saints. Paragon especially here with this massive Earth Shatter for the play of the game. That's only like 2 people actually.
Yeah, you know what? If you're gonna go out of the tournament, at least you went out on your home turf. You got to show what you're made of. You got to show those shatters. You got to show just the aggression you could portray. It's a little bit unfortunate they couldn't do it on the other side. But you know what? That doesn't matter because they got to the quarterfinals. So many teams have fallen by the waistline, and they're just Kings Row Saints. You know, they got this far. There's only 7 other teams that got this far, so they're in the top 8. I mean, that's a pretty good score in my book. I don't think you're going to be that disappointed. Obviously, you would have wanted to get further, but if you lose to YMC9 and they're looking pretty good to go even further in the tournament, then maybe you lost to the winner eventually. Who knows?
You put it nicely there. They would have loved to go further, but you know, there's nothing wrong with how it's not. You can't knock their performance. They did indeed make it far.
Yeah. That being said, though, like when you look at the players of both these teams, are there any particular ones that have to stand out to you?
I have to give it to Not Dead Yet. I think
Yeah.
Not Dead Yet was the real shining star of
Yeah.
YMC9.
Yeah, I do think that it was more. Obviously, we talked about the Kings of Saints not really dealing with them, but there was more to it, wasn't there? Like Not Dead Yet also just hit a lot of good shots and definitely capitalized and went around them pretty well. Like the positioning and the rockets. It's more than just the enemy not reacting to you. It's also you finding your own opposition, like position and your own opportunities, and they definitely did that. I feel. Yeah. So I think we're in agreement that we can just give Not Dead Yet the MVP and just be done with it. Yeah.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. I mean, the honorable mention has to be there for Tyler For Real. Not dead yet, not getting anything done without Tyler For Real. You have to give the Mercy the credit. But we also saw some nice stuff coming out from Daishi here and there. The Baptiste support that came in a lot of times, and even the Moira did a lot. And I think the Gravitic Fluxes of Crew Lobster were pretty decent. We don't often see that much value coming out of them, but with Lucio often not being there with the sound barrier, they got some value that they maybe not always do.
And we can't just speak highly of the winners. Of course, Kings or Saints, Paragon, and Inflamed definitely pulling their weight on the tank lineup for the Kings or Saints.
Yeah, and I remember that Aerosmith, 1-2 at the end of their attack. Like without that, they would probably maybe not even have gotten to the end. So also showing up there, I don't know. It was some pretty good stuff coming out there from Aerosmith on the Hanzo. It's both on point A and on point C actually.
Moral of the story: everyone did well, even though the score doesn't tell the whole story. You'd have to watch the matches yourself to really appreciate all the time that these teams put in.
Yeah, we really do. We appreciate also all of you putting your time into actually watching the stream, because if there's no one watching, then why do we even do this? It's not just because we like doing it; it's also because we like to give you entertainment, like for you to have something to watch on this beautiful Tuesday evening, and on every other evening in the week where we have a game to broadcast. So definitely give us the follow, give us a subscription if you want to. But obviously, make sure that you're gonna get ready, because we're getting to the pointy end of the season, and that's where the matches get even more heated, even more interesting. And it's not just the Platinum division, guys. It's every other division we've got. We've got it all. I think it's we go I think from gold to GM, so it's pretty far, and a lot of games to go. So we hope to see you again in the next one. Again, I've been Man of Class. Had the wonderful Matthew Tuesday on my side, and behind us, giggling fiercely in our ears, was of course the first night of Knee. We hope to see you once again in the next one. Have a great evening.